Okay team, today I'm going to be taking you through how to create a high converting lead magnet. Before we get started though, most businesses get their lead magnet very wrong. And then they wonder why nobody wants to download this lame ebook that they've created. The goal here when you're creating a lead magnet, if you actually want to persuade and motivate somebody to download it and become a lead, is to create something that they are actually going to want to consume. Not just something that you make because it ticks the box for your internal marketing or you think it would be cool, right? It all goes back to truly understanding your target market, where they are in that buyer's journey, which I go through a lot in my other videos, and then understanding the pain point, the burning question, what you're actually going to unlock for them. And we're going to get into that today. And for any of you who have checked out any of my other videos before, you'll notice I do not have my usual studio setup. And that is because my partner and I, who's also my co-founder in the company Persuasion Experience, have recently sold all of our stuff and moved across to Bali. So I am coming to you from Bali, where we have been for about 2 weeks now. So what is a lead magnet? Well, effectively, a lead magnet is like an opt-in bribe to get somebody to come onto your list. But what you need to remember is that it is an exchange of value, right? They're going to take the time, but also give you their email address or their phone number. And you need to make sure that you are going to deliver on the value that you promise on the opt-in page. Now, we're going to be talking about two different, maybe it'll feel like jargon. There's the opt-in page. So that's what they actually fill their details in to download or access your lead magnet. And then the lead magnet is the actual deliverable that you're going to provide to them. Now, ultimately, there is two purposes of your lead magnet. One is to attract the right person to come in. That's where when we're creating the lead magnet, we want to make sure that we have the specificity and we are calling out the right people. Very easy to create something that is mass market desirable. However, if you want to be generating high quality, actually good leads for your business, the lead magnet needs to talk to the person you want to attract. It's not about just optimizing it for maximum downloads. It's about optimizing it for maximum buyers in the back end of the funnel. So number one, you want to attract the right people to you. And number two, you have to position them to buy. We don't just create content for the sake of it when we're doing a lead magnet. Now, as part of a wider marketing strategy, of course, you'll create other pieces of content, but right now we are creating a lead magnet. And so some people talk about, having gated versus ungated content, and you need to have your content ungated, which means that people don't have to sign up for it. When we're talking about this, what we're creating is like a very specific funnel, a funnel strategy, right? Because what most people do is they release an ebook, it's boring and crap and no one cares about it, and then they gate it and they wonder why it doesn't work. They've cooked the execution. Because once you get a lead magnet pumping, and we call this like your authority beacon, it should be evergreen, right? It should just work forever because it's always that deepest, darkest, number one big burning point or desire that your target audience are trying to get to. And when you do have this working, what you're doing is building your owned media, right? Which is your email list, because if you have an over-reliance on your ads or anything else, then as soon as an algorithm changes, you no longer have control. So a lead magnet is awesome because what we are doing is we are bringing people into our owned media, being our list. But how can you make a lead magnet that actually generates high quality leads? Well, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process now. The first step is to figure out which stage of the buyer's journey you're going to be entering. So I've spoken about this in other videos, but up on the screen now, you'll see the 5 stages of awareness by Eugene Schwartz. And so you can see here that nobody wakes up one day and wants what you have, right? They're going to go through these stages. And what we want to do is in the most aware, that's where we put offers in front of them. But further down the journey, people are going through this journey, whether we hold their hand or not. What we want to do is give them content to start building that relationship and that authority and to help move them down the buyer's journey. That's the point of the lead magnet. So the goal here is to identify this, to map this out for your own customers, and then create content, a lead magnet, that actually matches the conversation going on in the mind of your ideal consumer or the prospect at the time. And then we can nurture them towards buying. Once you have this mapped out, then you can understand the most crucial point, and that is the pain point you want to solve or the burning question you're going to answer. Otherwise, you are just creating a lead magnet that is adding to the noise. And so when somebody's creating a lead magnet, they often skip these steps. They don't think about the target market. They go straight to creating something the business wants people to understand. But nobody cares about you effectively, right? You have to enter the conversation and meet them where they are now. Because in marketing, there's difference between what somebody wants to hear and what they need to hear. And you have this curse of knowledge where you're like, we just want to vomit information at them and feature spew and give them all of this stuff. But they need to go on a journey to come to the conclusion and to actually properly identify their problem depending where they are in that buyer's journey. And you'll see an example up on the screen where this is a client's page of ours and we did a quiz for them. So they were a jewelry insurance, right? And you can imagine, like when we mapped out the buyer's journey, when people actually think about their engagement ring insurance, it's right down the other end. But where else could we meet them in their journey and start to build that relationship and build out helpful content? Well, for this client, we started creating a quiz because the big question that the man would often have is, how much is it going to cost to get this engagement ring and what should I buy? So that's the type of content we made. And then we could nurture them into becoming a lead and we could build what we knew they were going to be buyers, right? And we had all the data around people purchasing rings. Or another example here up on screen that we had is for a client, a SaaS client called Raffle. And so when we were creating the lead magnet, we wanted to have something that solved specific problems. We tangibly show them what they can get, but we are addressing from our research one of the really big questions that they have. How can influencers make money on social media? A big question, right? And so we've created this guide, and then obviously our product is one of those solutions. Step number 2 is how to make this lead magnet stand out from the noise. So what you want to start with is doing some research online to see what the noise is. So you can go to YouTube videos, Quora, Reddit, whatever it is, Amazon Books, and you can see 1, what's trending, what's going really well. But 2, you don't want to just create more of the same. A really good tip is to create something that your competitors are too lazy to. So if it is hard to create, then that probably means other people aren't going to create it. 2 is to think about what will your consumer or your target market actually use. Don't just make an ebook, right? One way that we did this with a client was actually teaming up with other collaborators in the industry. And this was an ebook because it was easier with all of the collaborators and the moving parts. We called out a specific target audience, the e-commerce owners. We had a team of experts. The 6th expert was the CEO of the company that we were working for. And then these collaborators could share it across their network as well. So once you've done this and you understand the strategy, right, now we can get into the what, the execution. A lot of people jump to this stage without actually thinking about the why and what they're actually doing. Why are they doing it? They just start making a lead magnet. And so it's important to remember, a lead magnet does not equal an ebook. Your lead magnet can be coupons, webinars, case studies, discounts, free tools, templates, quizzes, video series, whatever it is. It needs to match to how your target audience actually likes to learn and something that they're going to do. Because getting them to download it is just one part. The second part is getting them to engage with it so you can actually position yourself as an authority. So think about, how do they like to consume information? What do they use day to day? For example, you're going after a media buyer, make them an Excel template to solve a problem that they have. Because you want to think about, how can you create something they'll actually use, and how can you create something or splinter off from your major offering maybe to give them a win now. And to end today's video, team, I want to walk you through big mistakes I see people making. Number 1 is wasting time and money trying to make the lead magnet perfect. AKA they're wasting time and energy trying to make this thing perfect when they don't really understand what perfect is to the audience. So it's better to get it launched, minimum viable, and then get your feedback loop, and then you can put more resources into it to make it even better. The next mistake is trying to sell in the wrong point of the funnel. Remembering, every part of your marketing, the point of it is to get them to take the next step. The point of the lead magnet is not to close them into a sale. It's to get them on a call effectively, or to get them to take the next step in your funnel. So remember, you're not selling the company, you're not selling a sales call, except for the offer part of your lead magnet. You're not trying to get them to buy immediately, right then and there. You want them on this opt-in page to download the lead magnet, and that's it. And one of the biggest mistakes, the most frustrating mistakes, is that people forget to nurture the lead. So you want to have this relentless follow-up in the back end Don't just give and ghost. And finally, you want to avoid solving a problem, but not an urgent one. So remembering the difference between painkiller and a vitamin, right? We want to be going after those painkiller problems. Or the other problem is offering a generic promise that's not for your target market. So you're either going to have a really low conversion rate, or you could have a really high one, but you're pulling in the wrong people. One of the biggest blunders you can make is weak content that doesn't deliver on the promise. So don't get all hypey on your opt-in page and then have a really underwhelming lead magnet. So team, I hope this helps to guide you on your lead magnet creation. Do you already have an opt-in page or a lead magnet and you want some tips to help it convert better? Leave it in the comments of this video and I will check it out for you and shoot you a quick Loom video to help. Otherwise, if you have any other questions or anything else you'd like to know about marketing, let me know and I can solve it in a future video for you. Again, thank you so much, and if you enjoyed this, make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.